With the show Jessie, mistakes start from the theme song while Jessie walks outside. Before exiting, you can see that she is just a little bit taller than the doorway, but her head passes through the frame as she walks forward. You can bet that there are even more mistakes that slip through editing. Before we begin, subscribe to Riveted and turn on the notification for this and other amazing videos. Number 15, Season 1, Episode 1, New York Nanny. The pilot episode introduces viewers to a typical fish-out-of-water story. Jessie is a small-town teen who leaves her Texas roots to take a job as a nanny for the Ross family's 4 precocious kids in New York. When Jessie is unable to pay the taxi driver, he throws her out of the cab. However, she is thrown to a distance that is unreachable by the driver. The driver also somehow throws out her luggage, which was in the trunk, yet we did not see him leaving the car. The episode goes on well because after she is dumped out of her cab at the Ross's luxury condo building, Jessie meets a little girl named Thru and the doorman of the Fairfield. Number 14, Season 1, Episode 2, The Talented Mr Kipling. In the episode titled The Talented Mr Kipling suddenly escapes into Mr. Chesterfield's apartment, and Jessie and Ravi attempt to bring him back and convince Mrs. Chesterfield to let Ravi keep his lizard. We see Jessie, Emma, Luke, and Ravi enter the elevator, but when they exit the elevator, Thru is suddenly part of the group. How did she miraculously appear in the group? Number 13, Season 1, Episode 2, The Talented Mr. Kipling again. In the same episode, Emma and Luke are assigned as partners for a photography project in their school, Walden Academy, but they argue over who does what tasks. When Luke takes an awesome photo of a hawk on Grand Central, he gets a lot of credit even though he did nothing toward the report. Luke is seen holding a camera, but we can clearly see that the camera is not real. When Luke shows Emma the picture of the hawk, you can see that the camera is fake. It doesn't have a real screen. Number 12, Season 1, Episode 3, Used Karma. After Jessie accepts an invitation for lunch with Tony, Emma offers Jessie unsolicited love advice she read from her favorite teen magazine. Meanwhile, Ravi gets sick of being the target of Luke's practical jokes, so he decides to get back at Luke by telling him that his karma will get him. At the end of the show, as Bertram scares the kids, he sits down to watch his movie. In the first shot, you can see that Mr. Kipling is not present, but in the next shot, he is. Talk about teleportation. Number 11, Season 1, Episode 5, One Day Wonders. In the episode, J.J. Mayfield, a music producer, spots Luke and Jessie performing in the park. He promises them fame and gets them to a studio to shoot a music video. However, Jessie and Luke have to pay $1,200 to make the music video and produce it. Meanwhile, Bertram enlists Emma to help style him for his social network profile photo. But things get out of hand when Bertram finds out he can edit his photo to look thinner. Bertram only signed up for the social messaging site to meet an old high school crush. In the end, it turns out that she had around 4 children and wanted to have more. This is where the mistake comes in. When Emma takes a photo of Mr. Bertram, she clearly blocks the camera lens with her fingers. Unless the tablet had an invisible lens somewhere, there's no way on earth she took a photo of Mr. Bertram. Number 10, Season 1, Episode 13, The Princess and the Pea Brain. Normally, Jessie reads Thru a bedtime story, but in this episode, Thru tells the story to Jessie, which soon places all of them into a medieval world. Peasant Tony will do anything to please Princess Jessie, though he's going against another guy fighting for her who is supposed to represent a rich guy named Brody in the real world. In the real world, a guy named Brody asks Jessie out on a date, which actually causes Tony to become jealous. Okay, back to the medieval world, where the mistake actually takes place. After Jessie and Emma switch to their rally caps, Emma's cap is untied and the words are off to the side. In the next shot, her cap is tied and the words are center. Yes, the cap couldn't stay put without being tied, but how did it miraculously tie itself and move? Number 9, Season 1, Episode 1, A Dolls Outhouse. After watching a scary movie about dolls called Betty Die Time, Thru refuses to sleep in her room again. Jessie tells her to face her fear, revealing her own fear as well. Porta potties. In the same episode, Emma solemnly tells Tanya that she would rather end up as an old maid with lots of cats than continue being her friend. In the end, after receiving weird dreams about their greatest fears, Thru and Jessie successfully conquer them. When Emma and Thru are watching the horror doll movie, Jessie comes in for a little bit, and you can see that the popcorn bucket is almost full. But after Jessie leaves, Thru puts an empty popcorn bucket on her head. Wasn't there a popcorn in it a few microseconds ago? Number 8, Season 2, Episode 3, Make New Friends But Hide the Old. On Emma's first day of high school, she meets a rude, aggressive girl named Rosie. To Emma's dismay, they are assigned to do an art project together, and Rosie ends up embarrassing her. In the episode, Thru is not excited about going to school because she has homework. She's upset because she has just started 3rd grade and her homework is more difficult. According to Thru, the forefathers worked so hard so that people could separate home from work. Jessie, being the good nanny, tells her that she has to do the homework and gives her a bit of history. However, Jessie is clearly holding a math sheet, but she tells Thru that she needs to practice her vocabulary words. Wow, we understand why you were completely mad about the homework, Thru. Vocabulary and math? How does that even work? Number 7, Season 2, Episode 4, 101 Lizards. When Ravi realizes he cannot possibly take care of his 12 baby lizards, Jessie persuades him to give them up for adoption. After Ravi interviews many people, he does not approve because he wants to find the lizards good parents. Finally, a woman named Cassandra is interviewed and mentions how her boss is going to take them upstate to a loving home. After a few misunderstandings, Jessie and the children are convinced that Ms. Chesterfield is turning the lizards into accessories, so they embark on a journey to rescue the lizards. Okay, let's go back to where the mistakes which slipped through editing is. Ravi says goodbye to the lizards, but he gives them bags. Pay close attention to the tray in Jessie's hands. When Ravi gives Sanjay a bag, there are 2 left in the tray. Next, he gives Mowgli a bag. There are 5 more left in the tray. And then next, there's only 1 bag left in the tray. What is happening? Number 6, Season 2, Episode 26, G.I. Jessie. At the beginning of the pilot episode, Jessie told the cab driver that her father is in the Marine Corps. However, it is shown in this episode that her father is actually a lieutenant colonel in the Army. Jessie goes with the children to the military base in Fort Hood, Texas, where her father lives, and discovers that her father is about to be married to the mother of Jessie's high school rival, Darla Shannon, who tried to drown her in a well. It's highly unlikely that Jessie wouldn't know what branch of the military her father was in, considering how much she spoke about her military upbringing throughout the series. Most of the female soldiers in the episode are also shown wearing earrings while wearing their tactical uniforms, but earrings are only authorized to be worn in their dress uniforms. Number 5, Season 3, Episode 2, Caught Purple-Handed. In this episode, Jessie confronts the children on why they did not turn in their money from selling muffins for school. The children ended up throwing a party to raise the money. The children lie about a celebrity guest at the party, and Luke ends up going in disguise as a celebrity. Meanwhile, Jessie gets an audition for a hand commercial thanks to her new agent, Max. However, when she accidentally puts her hand in purple paint, her attempt to hide it from the commercial producers causes her to get fired. Well, something very bizarre happens in the episode. The agent records Jessie, but the whole time he was taking the footage, the phone was showing the home screen. Okay, we know that the time they were filming the show, technology was not advanced enough to take a video recording while the phone is showing the home screen. It's 2020, and we are still not there yet. Number 4, Season 3, Episode 7, Good Luck, Jessie. Crossovers are just the best, and one would think that editors would take extra care when there is a crossover. Well, in the crossover with Good Luck Charlie, there was a major mistake, even though it was a combined double-length special episode. When Teddy Duncan gets accepted into a college in New York City, she goes to New York alongside her brother PJ. Later, Teddy meets Jessie and Zuri on the subway. When a blizzard traps PJ and Teddy in New York City, the Ross children find out that someone took away their Christmas presents, and they ask Teddy and PJ to help them out. In part 2 of the episode, Teddy and PJ's hair are not the same. Teddy's hair is suddenly dark blonde, and PJ's hair is a bit lighter. It's highly likely that part 2 of the episode was shot after Good Luck Charlie had wrapped, and no one could remember that the actors had different hair when they were filming Good Luck Charlie. Number 3, Episode 26, Jessie's Aloha Holiday with Parker and Joey. In the final episode of Season 3, Jessie scores a role on a show, Aloha Crime, which shoots in Hawaii around Christmas. So Jessie takes the children. When they arrive, Bertram is renting Christina and Morgan's villa out to Jessie's famous friend, Shaylee Michaels, to earn some money. Parker and Joey Rooney from Liv and Maddie are staying next door to the Rosses. Joey develops a crush on Emma, and Parker befriends Zuri. We've already established that extra care is not taken even when there is a crossover, right? When Emma walks to the gift shop, the flower is stuck in her hair but under her ear, but in the next shot, the flower is above her ear. Wow. They said that the items in the island are alive, including the lava rocks, so maybe the flower just moved to a more secure place in Emma's hair on its own. Number 2, Season 4, Episode 3, 4 Broke Kids. Jessie tells the Ross children that their parents have lost all their money, so everyone has to find a way to make some more. After days of sleeping in the tiny ramshackle apartment and working for money, Jessie tells the children that the government has made a mistake and that their parents have their money back. Mrs. Rhoda Chesterfield, who wrongly ends up as a suspect for the Ross's financial loss, ends up losing her money after Ravi informs the government about some illegal tax deductions that he found on her computer. So Tony offers to let Mrs. Rhoda Chesterfield stay at his apartment. The mistake which slipped through editing happened while the family was still working hard to get money. In one of the scenes, Emma asks Jessie how her new job is going on while she is behind the counter. In the next cut, Emma is miraculously standing next to Jessie. And number 1, Season 4, Episode 14, Dance Dance Resolution. In the episode, Jessie sets down a pitcher of orange juice. In one shot, the pitcher completely disappears. The pitcher also moves around the table between shots. Magic pitcher. In the next episode, someone has to pay. Jessie must find out who took Bertram's wig that he's using for his boy band reunion concert while using it to help her audition for a TV commercial. In one of the scenes, Zuri shakes the tree to help Jessie down. When Jessie falls to the ground, Zuri's hands are suddenly by her side. Did someone forget that Zuri was shaking the tree while Jessie was falling? Maybe she just got tired. Is there anything else you noticed while watching Jessie? Let us know in the comment section below. This has been Riveted. We publish new videos daily.